Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Sure, you guys can hear me. Man, what a good day. I had a couple shaky days there in a row. Real tired, real worn out. I'm on top of myself today, man. I feel great. Feel great. Uh, we turn off this music. I don't really want to speak in rhythm today. Good morning, guys. You wanted to share a beautiful song with us. Well, here, let me drop the link. Or you have the link. Click it. And we'll make it work. We'll make it all work. Oh, that's great, Michael. I'm really happy that you did that, man. I'm really happy that you did that, because that's like really the only way that we can grow now, right? Is because of like we were growing pretty fast, and because of like how Flat Earth was getting shadow banned, we stopped getting recommended a couple years ago, and of course, you talk about the truth, and especially you talk about Jesus, you don't get recommended that much, right? And so yeah, we're basically banned, shadow banned or whatever. And so the only way we can grow now is a friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing. But yeah, hey Shannon, if you want to click the link, go ahead. I'm cool with that. And I think when Faith comes, she can click it too. She's not here yet. But yeah, I want to start adding a different music to, I see where I can do it now, how I can make it work. It was where you can only use the YouTube music, but now it's, or the StreamYard music, whatever. But now it's, I think, opened up where you can use original music. And so I would like to do that. I know that Michael sent me some stuff, and so did Cindy. She's got to grab a blanket. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm out here in California. I got my heater on 80. Just because I'm used to 80. I'm kidding. Wait, am I? I know I got it warm in here, pretty darn warm. I don't think it's at 80, but it's definitely warm in here. I was just thinking about, like, the difference between men and women, not like in a sexist way, or in a yeah, right, Michael. Not like in a way that's like bad or whatever. It's just that, like, there's certain things that men will do that you just won't see women do, like you'll never hear a woman walk around telling people, hey, is it hot enough for you? Just to be kind of a jerk, or I don't know if you women, if you know this, but when we, like at a ball game or something like that, when we go to the bathroom, the men, we just kind of have a trough, which is gross, I know. But there's people that'll throw like a nickel in there, or a rock, or, just, I mean, you won't see that kind of behavior from a woman, It's horrible, man. And so I was thinking about that, like what makes women, what makes men intentionally grow sometimes, or intentionally want to be a jerk, you know? Yeah, it's very unpleasant, right? And yeah, it's yeah, I mean, I would agree that we have our own natural things that we're good at, but what makes there's a little something extra with men that makes us intentionally jerks. You know what I mean? Like about certain things, you know? And maybe it is kind of humorous, I guess. I mean, it's a little too far for me, but it's not like I don't get it. I get it. But it's odd, man. And you're right about this Californication. Like, I wonder if California isn't named after like the goddess Kali, like Kali, and then Fornia is for fornication. I mean, you wonder, you wonder if now that we know how evil things really are. I wonder if all these things are intentional. Oh no! Oh my God! All right, Shannon. Let me add you to the show. Hold on. Hello, Shannon. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good morning, you guys. Morning, brother. I chose a nice picture
Okay.
just for you guys. Just for you, Stephen, really.
It's like your
It's my little
undercover detective heart there.
I see with love. That's what I'm calling it. It is my artwork. I didn't want to stress you out, brother.
Blinded by love.
Oh, yes.
Well,
It's
what's
when the moment I
crazy?
saw chocolate.
Well, what's crazy about what Michael's saying about Hollywood speeding fornication out of Cali, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
right, like these things that make like these connections, right? But like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
like Clutch is saying, right? Like the city of fallen angels. So Los Angeles means the angels, right? The angels,
Right. And
and
every time you see a commercial about California, it's always like, come see Venice Beach. And then all you see are women in bikinis and men with nothing but shorts on. It's all like very, um,
greasy.
yeah, like come be part of this sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
It's all you think about when you think about, the beaches of California. Then you show up there and you see the 80-year-olds and their grandkids, but that's
Right,
not what
right.
they don't want you to know that.
You see a lot of bold people, that's for
Right.
sure. You see a lot of bold people. But like, so like Los Angeles, right, means the
Yeah.
angels, right? And then you have
Mhm.
like Hollywood, right, which is the wood that they make wands out of, right? And
Yeah.
then it's you got the stars on the Walk of Fame, right? The stars. Everyone wants to be a star.
It's
And
everywhere.
right. And stars are like synonymous with angels in the Bible, right? Um like when the Magi followed the star to Jesus, right? It was they're following an angel, right?
That's right.
And so everyone wants to be like a star in a movie or whatever, and they get cast into the movie, right? And it's like
You know,
all
I
these yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question. As somebody that mentioned to me far before I converted to Christianity is that I like they said something like they always thought Hollywood, the word Hollywood, was kind of like a poke and a tease at the word holy. you
Yeah,
know it is
true.
their own spiritual town, and I thought about that, but I wasn't sure if that was true or if anybody had thought of that or if anybody had seen that. Have
Many
you?
layers. Yes, it's many layers. Well, first, welcome Faith to the show, and then
Sister.
also,
Hey.
right, and then so yes, like like it is kind of like their poke at holy, right? But then
Yeah.
also another level is like that it's like the tree that like the wands
Mhm.
come from, right? The Hollywood, right, which is
Oh
basically
yeah.
an evergreen tree with it's like an evergreen tree with red berries on it.
And they
Yeah.
And
sell all those, ever since the Harry Potter movies came out. You go to the, Disneyland and Disney World, and they have their own remake of the entire village where Harry Potter and them, you know, you see it in the movie,
yeah,
and then you go into the little gift shop. They're selling magic wands. The entire wall
Yes,
was
and they
magic
actually
wands.
have they have these wands that they sell where you can actually they have little buttons on it where you can complete actual spells, and those are real
Yeah,
spells.
it has a recording of the spells. That's right. I knew Faith was
Yeah.
gonna eat this one up because this is your ballpark, sister. It's you're so knowledgeable on all these little things they like to interject, especially for our
Yeah,
young
the
kids.
Hollywood is what pagans made wands from and what they used in their rituals. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's so satanic. It's disgusting.
well,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
look at these like these award shows, right? That they have, which is really like it's. I mean, it's just they're all handing each other trophies, right? All these gold trophies, right? It's like complete idolatry, right? And then if you
Oh,
look
yeah.
at if you look at what these trophies look like I think if I don't know if it's an Emmy or an Oscar, but one of them is like an angel holding up the world
Holding the
with
globe.
like a lightning
Mm-hmm.
bolt, the wings on it. And it's like,
Hmm.
how much more satanic can you get than like an angel falling like lightning, trying to hold up the world, right?
Right,
What
and
do they
it's made
say that that's
it's
supposed to symbolize?
made all out of gold, which is there's alchemy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thelema crap or whatever you want to call it.
Did you see what Clutch said? He said Druids used the holly tree. I
Yep,
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
druids.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, see, this is what's
Mhm.
crazy, right? Is they want you to think there's all these different religions and all these different things. Like, okay, well, you got like druids, and you got like witches, and then you got like people that believe in Hinduism. You got like all these
Oh,
different
yeah.
right. But in reality, right, it's all a path to the devil. It's all Satanism, all of it.
You can break down every single one of the religions
It syncs up to
to
Oh,
being.
yeah.
to Satanism or Luciferianism. Every
Well,
si-
get
every single
oh,
religion, excuse me, besides Christianity,
yeah. Yeah.
and so, even some forms of Christianity does have um,
Sure,
paganistic
all the
roots.
mainstream. Yeah,
Right.
sure.
I was gonna share with you guys something that we did. We went out on our date day yesterday, my Bobby and I.
Nice.
And it
Oh,
was it was fun. We love used bookstores. And oh, Alex is on. Hi Alex. Miss you,
hey,
Alex.
Hey,
Alex.
Alex.
Praise
Yeah,
Jesus. Amen, brother.
I
But
know. I told him to come over here like last week. I said that you and Deb were missing him.
yeah,
Wanted him
well,
to come over here. Yeah,
missing Deb too. I wish she would.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah.
She texted me last night. She's good.
Oh,
She,
Oh,
good.
she
good.
sometimes doesn't make the morning show.
Okay. Well, we
Yeah,
missed her.
she'll be here tonight.
Definitely
Okay.
feeling it when we aren't getting our Deb prayers in. I feel it.
Hmm. She was mad at me
No.
for a minute, but it's all good now.
Oh, we all have 1 minute of that with you sometimes,
Right,
honey.
right. Absolutely. That's what I wanted. That's what I want people to know is that that's just normal life, right? Like things go up and down, good and bad all the time. Like
Oh yeah.
whoever said that we're supposed to be comfortable all the time, right? That's a lie. Right? Like
Yeah.
we're gonna be
Yeah.
mad at each other, we're gonna be tired of each other, we're gonna be suspicious of each other sometimes, right? But there'll be streaks, right, where it'll all come into place, right?
Yeah.
And it'll just be so powerful, and then it'll go into another imperfect streak again.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I want people to know that it's a living, breathing thing, right?
Well, it's kind of like a family.
Yeah, exactly.
You go through that with families. And
That's
so you'll
right.
Yeah.
have Christmas, and then you guys get along great at Thanksgiving, but by Christmas you're like, can we just go home?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and then
Exactly.
someone talks politics at Thanksgiving, and you just get mad at them. And
I
Yeah,
don't know
so
why
you
they.
start throwing out the religion and about Jesus and stuff and just shut everything down. It's great.
I don't know why Grandma's always bringing up her. What's so good about her? Sorry, sorry. Sorry about that. Go ahead, go
Oh,
ahead.
Stephen. Okay, so let me just finish this because I think you guys will find it. You guys are gonna find this very
Okay.
interesting.
I'm so
Is
dumb sometimes.
No, you're not. No,
you're
you're
not.
adorable. My husband's the same way. He throws out stuff and it just cracks me up. It's just so funny. You guys, we visited some used bookstores in downtown Reno, and some parts of Reno is becoming more modernized. In layman's terms, it's becoming very liberal. So,
Oh
Right, right.
boy.
so you go
Yeah.
in and they've got an entire room of used books dedicated to the LMNOP people,
Right,
and
right, right.
we're
Hmm.
we're like, okay, well, that's all right. We don't say anything because it's their business, and so we go into another room and it's like, okay, this old house that was built back in the 1900s that's been converted into a used bookstore, and that alone is super cool because you guys, I said super, Faith slap me.
I do that
So
too. You probably got
I
that from me
hate that
too.
word. I hate that word. It sounds super dumb. But
Super.
when you're in a when you're in an old house
Super.
and you're looking at how cool it is, you're just like enthralled in the history. And I found myself in the kitchen where supposedly is kind of the gift shop, right? Not
Okay.
even joking. I was like, "Oh, what are these?" They look like, I was kind of laughing. I told my husband, I was like, "These look like big fat stogies." And I'm like, "What are they
Oh
selling?"
no.
But you know
Oh
what it
no.
was? It was it was basically witchcraft supplies. It was like,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
what do you call them? Like sage bundles, and
Yeah.
bundles of
Right,
things
right,
that you
right, right.
burn during
Yes.
a ritual.
Yeah.
And I could not believe it. I sat there, I was like, and there was a couple other ladies behind me, and I said it out loud. I was like, "Are they selling witchcraft supplies?" Bobby's like, "Babe, come on, like, let's get out of this room."
Right.
And
It's like
so
the
we
majority of the people are probably witches in there, you know?
Right, and that's
Right.
when I kind of, after that, I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I wanna go to my other bookstore now," and we left right away. We just I don't know, I just felt sad that this was something that was being sold outright in a bookstore in the middle of a town like it was a novelty item, like a gift, like "Oh, hey, look, this cute little gift I got you from the bookstore."
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I mean,
I
can we
mean,
sell some animal corpses too? If you guys need to sacrifice something, we've got it.
it's, it's
It's
Yeah.
in
insane.
your
Well,
face.
and see, but here's the thing. Sage isn't always used. Not just witches use sage. There's other
Yeah, but it's,
Who?
native people use it. And it's not necessarily paganistic or witchcraft.
Oh, well, I saw it as very pagan because the candles that they um, had like they have those cheap dollar store candles with the glass
Okay.
vase,
Yes.
and then on it had a picture of like a looked like a bullhorn skull, but had a design and painting on it. And then another one had like a very like the sun solstice looking thing.
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
Ah.
witchcraft.
familiar
Yeah.
with what they have. I am so sorry. I'm not.
Yeah. That looks. It kind of sounds more like witchcraft
Yeah, it's
or
what do you
something
call it?
pagan.
Yeah, the solstice looking symbols that I've seen when it comes to like, their solstice celebrations. So,
Hmm.
I'm no expert. I'm not saying that I saw it for sure, but it did not.
I mean,
It
it's
just
funny
didn't look
to the
right.
point
Well,
I
that,
started feeling not
and
right.
here's the thing. I think it's what you feel like when you see that stuff. Like if it doesn't sit right with you, then it probably is witchcraft
Yeah,
type stuff.
yeah.
you can,
I
you
I
can almost,
after that I was kind of like, okay, beautiful house, been in here, seen it. Mama's getting kind of hungry. Let's go grab a burger. So we left.
Not a good feeling. Let's get out and
Yeah,
get lunch.
well,
yeah,
you could almost assume that there's evil everywhere. I mean, that's the sad part now, right? I mean, if they're selling
Yeah.
wands to kids, right? and like, think about all the little, magical stuff that like we were kind of forced to accept as children, little fairies and stuff like that.
Oh
which
yeah.
which who doesn't, right? If you don't know what any of that stuff is, who doesn't like a little fairy and a little, if
Yeah.
you're a little
How
girl
cute
or
are
whatever,
they?
yeah, I mean it's a little magical creature or whatever, but like all that is no good, right? It's sad, right? It's so sad that we didn't know the truth from the beginning, and so now it's part of us now, right? It's part of
Yeah.
our culture, right? And so there are good memories locked into that stuff. There are like good parts of our childhood. We look back and had that that Mickey Mouse magic hat on, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, we just didn't know, and now that we do know, it's hard to tell people what it all
Yeah.
really is, because
Yeah.
people will get attached and angry at you sometimes.
Well, and
Yeah.
it becomes a sentimental meaning to families. Okay, so get this, like the first years when Sam was only like 3 or 4 years old, his father and I were in the military, and we got these great discount tickets to Disney World in Florida. And we'd never been there, and we thought, well, let's take him. And when we got there was this wonderful feeling like, oh, it's so magical. And they really do go out of their way to like, oh, this is your first time? Here's a button. And, if it's your birthday, you'll be brought at the front of the crowd during the parades. And they pay special attention to your children. They give your children these perks, and
I bet.
you are treated like royalty. Like, you go in there and they love on you like you've never been loved, and it's that acceptance. And we left with this wonderful memory, like that was magical, and but
That's what they
now
want.
yes. And I was gonna say,
Mhm.
Sam just could not wait to get back. He wanted to go back and hug Mickey, and he wanted to go see Goofy, and and now that we're older, and we see a lot of like the symbolisms and things. Even my son's like, he's like, oh man, Mom. He
Yeah.
goes, how many of those magic wands I bought with Dad when I was there? And
Sure.
I was like, I
Yeah.
know.
I
There
used to play
are
with that stuff all the time, thinking I was, oh, I'm gonna make a spell on you, abracadabra, and all this other stuff, right?
Yes.
I didn't even know what that word was, man. I just said it,
yeah.
Right.
It's
There are a
crazy.
lot.
It's
There are
crazy.
a lot of children that get lost and go missing.
Oh yeah.
At
And they
Disney
have
World.
beautiful music too, right, Faith? Like, when you wish
Oh my
upon a
God.
star.
Right,
And it's
right.
like, oh, it's so melody, and it captures you. It actually,
Right,
if
it's
you
pretty.
think about it, it casts a spell on you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean,
Right?
AJ,
that's what they hide in the music.
But
AJM says, give me a call. You will soon be able to talk to Goofy.
oh, AJ, is that how big your ears are, brother? You got a goofy ear? I love you, AJM. Oh, and
it always goes to that. It always goes to that conversation that what the heck is Goofy,
yeah.
because Pluto
Yeah.
is a dog,
He's
and so
he's a dog just like Pluto, except he's more what
he's
is up
more
with that?
evolved, I guess. He's he's more evolved than Pluto.
Right, yeah.
Pluto's the dumb cousin from
Oh my
on the other
God.
side of the family.
Pluto got dropped a couple times as a baby.
Oh my God. Poor Pluto.
Poor
Poor Pluto. But
hey,
did you
but
see that?
it's
Did you
okay. It's
see?
okay. It's okay, guys, because Pluto's also been on the moon.
Right, right. Oh no, he's been on Pluto. Hey,
On
hey
Pluto,
guys,
yeah.
hey guys, have you seen that thing that I sent you with it said Mickey. It says Mickey, right? Like Mickey Mouse. It's like written in the brand writing. And
Yeah.
if you look at it
Mirror it.
backwards, yeah, backwards and upside down, it spells wicked.
Wicked, yeah.
Wait,
And also,
wait. What is that again?
If you take the word Mickey, right,
Mickey.
written in that Disney writing,
Yeah.
Oh.
and you put it backwards and upside down, it spells wicked.
Oh.
Have you counted how many sixes are in that name?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
3 6s in there
I was
too.
gonna say, but
Yeah.
Disney's handwriting was almost unreal the way he
But
signed his
that's how they
name.
do it. But that's, I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the
It's like he
Disney store,
purposely did it.
if you look at the Disney store logo, that's the best way to see how they actually do it, because it's on all their stores, right? And it's
Yes.
exactly like that. It's exactly like that. It's hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe, but it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they don't
I
hide it
agree.
anymore. You know, they
No, now
don't
they
even.
don't. Now they just straight out buy things at a bookstore, apparently. I could not believe
Well,
that.
and most people
I
don't
was
even know that what is his name? Walt Disney. He was a 33-degree Mason, Freemason.
Yeah,
You know, that's
He
right.
was
My
an
husband
evil
said that.
dude. He was a pedophile.
yeah.
hmm
A
That's
bad
why
one
that's
too.
why the whole industry is directed at children.
Yep,
It's to lure the
absolutely.
children in. Lure the
They
children
put
in.
the word, they hide the word sex in the clouds. They put pictures of topless women in their stuff. So it's just
Oh
really
yeah.
they quickly
The Little
flash
Mermaid
it.
castle, wasn't it like a giant
Yeah,
penis in the
Dick.
background?
It's horrible, man.
Excellent.
It's horrible.
Even in the Little Mermaid movie, the Pope, the poop, has a
Oh
heart
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You can
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
a heart on. It's like that's
I've
so
yeah.
got, oh
disgusting.
God.
Pretty
I don't know
gross.
if I want to see it again just to see that. That
No,
sounds weird,
don't.
but
It's
I
No,
could not
gross.
but
believe.
But
I'm
and then
not surprised.
if you look and you see Mickey hugging Minnie, Minnie's body is in the shape of a penis. Like it's all phallus worship.
Wow.
That's all they do is worship sex and
But see, this
dicks.
is what gets me, right? Is that
Disgusting.
the immaturity of like grown-ups at that level, right? If you're like an evil grown-up, right? It just the how many people think that like butt jokes are funny and fart jokes, and like, I mean, just how immature they are really gets me. Like if you're evil and running the world, right? Why would you want to draw a penis on a box, you know? Like
I get
Right.
I get the jokes, but this shit is sorry for swearing. It's centered around children. It's
Yeah,
centered around children. Like
Yeah.
that's all Disney is centered around children. To me,
Yeah.
that's disgusting. That's
it is.
perverted.
You're
Because
right.
children are so innocent, they don't deserve to be the
Right,
pawns of
yeah.
something like that sick.
That stuff that angers me. Like when I see it, I'm like, yo, that's disgusting. My kid is seeing this.
Yeah.
My kids don't watch that crap, but
And when
I mean,
Faith gets
think about
angry,
this,
them
right?
videos get angry.
Think about this. We watch that stuff, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, this was normal stuff for us to watch, right? And so, like, they started us young so that we would put our kids in front of it. You know, that's the sick part. Is it?
my parents didn't ever let me watch Disney. The only thing I
really?
watched,
Good.
the only thing I watched, and this was because my grandma gave it to me as a Christmas present, was the movie Pocahontas. And I do still love that movie. I do still love that movie.
It was a good movie.
But the only
Not
reason
very
they let me watch
historically
it was
accurate, but it's still
right,
a good
yeah.
movie. I watch
the only
it for the
only reason they
raccoon.
let me watch it was because it was a gift from my grandma. But other than
Yeah.
that, like I didn't have Barbies, no Cabbage Patch Kids. Like they knew everything.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Then
so
they
you're
pushed
kind
it
of
over
a
the edge with Cabbage Patch Kids and made Garbage Pail Kids so the boys would have something to play with.
yeah. I remember that.
those?
Yeah.
I know you remember those, Steven.
Well, I
You
used to
probably
run.
had those.
I used to run to the corner, man. Every time I got 25 cents to go get a pack, you know? Like, I don't know why did I want those, you know? They were so gross, right? And I don't know why, but every time I got money, I ran to the store to get it, you know?
Yeah.
That's
I
so
wonder if I can
crazy.
get Dot Snot today. Yay, I got her.
You know, or I would buy those, what is it?
I don't even know who that is.
What is that nasty wax with the juice in it? You know, the little, like, I'd buy those. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
Crickets.
it's like a wax
Dave and I are like,
bottle.
what?
No, it's like
the wax bottles with the
yeah,
liquid.
it's like
The
a wax
liquid's so gross.
Oh.
It is. It's the worst.
It's so
You know?
nasty.
Why did I buy this junk? You know,
I would do that
Yeah.
too. We had a store called Nichols, so we would go there. It was like just things that
everything
cost a
was
nickel.
nickel. Yeah,
We would buy
Yeah.
those stupid bottles, and they're so gross.
they are gross. The green
Yeah.
kind. Oh,
Or the candy cigarettes. Do you remember those?
Oh
Yeah.
yes. They had those in the Philippines.
Why are you
and then we
promoting
would
that?
pretend to smoke them.
Yeah, why are you promoting candy cigarettes to children?
Yeah, by the time
The ones they had in the Philippines were actually bubble gum. So after you're done smoking, you could chew it.
You could
by
chew.
the time I was 12, I was smoking real cigarettes. So
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I was
like,
smoking by 16.
Wow.
Bad.
Do
It's
you
because of those
still
candy
smoke cigarettes?
cigarettes.
I've only ever smoked once. Well, wait a minute. You guys are talking about cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
not
didn't
talking
start
about the
that.
green stuff, Shannon.
Oh, not an avid smoker here. Sorry, but I mean, I only started when I joined the military because there was just nothing else to do out there, and I'm like, why not do something healthy like smoke? Okay,
Right.
terrible.
I'll hit the devil's lettuce.
Yeah, exactly.
Devil's lettuce. Oh my god.
That story alone in it, I gotta make you a video. That's gonna be a military story there. Faith.
Ooh.
Smoking
That's
all the
terrible.
Ooh.
Horrible.
smoking cigarette. Well, I mean, if you didn't smoke cigarettes, you didn't get a break from
Exactly.
everybody
That's
else got to
exactly why I
continue
started
with
it.
Yep.
Because everybody was getting to go take a walk outside and go take a break, and I was still sitting there working, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start smoking if that means I get more breaks. So that's what happened. That was terrible.
That sucks.
I want to have a
What
break
am I
too.
talking about, Clutch? I don't know. I'm brother. I'm kind of like
I never put those two and two together. That like you're in the military or the army or whatever, and you don't get a break unless you smoke.
Back.
you can, but what are you gonna do? Just sit out there and stare at your patrons while they're smoking? So you just end up joining in.
Sure.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, I remember my NCOs were like, "You're going outside to what? Just watch them?" And it's like they gave me a hard time to go out there, and it's like it's a break. I want to go outside, or I want to just stop. I would just want to take a break.
Maybe you could have just held one, just hold it, I guess.
And then of course your friends feel bad when you're out there. They're like, "Here, you want one?" And they're trying to be nice. Then after a while, you eventually do give in to the peer pressure, and then you're smoking.
I'll tell you what, like I didn't drink nearly as much, but then when you do get pressured into like drinking more or doing more than you want to do. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and then so what's crazy on a military base is the drinking age at 21, they could lower it to 18 if your commander lowers it, right? Like
if your commander says it's okay, then you're allowed to do it.
Right. So they can lower the drinking age. And so you'll have like these, a bunch of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds drinking, right? Doing keg stands, right? And so when I joined, I was a little older, right? I was, I was between 22 and 26. And so like I was a little too old for that, but like to keep up with everybody, right, was like, it was always a contest, like, oh, don't be weak, man, come on, man. You
have to gain their respect by doing it.
It was horrible, man. It was just there was times where I was like, okay, I'm enough of this. I gotta be on CQ tonight, man. Like like I gotta be up 24 hours. I don't want to be drunk right now.
Don't lie, Stephen. Half the people, CQ, Faith, is where you end up like just standing there watching something, or you're sitting in an office checking people in. It's just monotonous. But don't let Stephen fool you. Half the people that ended up there were either hungover or drunk anyway. Because how else are you going to make it through the shift? And it was usually 12 hours at a time.
We had 24-hour CQ.
Oh,
holy crap!
Well, you were in the Army. You guys were hardcore. Air Force was like, we need our sleep.
Yeah, no sleep for us. So we do 24-hour CQ and then go to work the next day.
Holy cow!
Yes, no joke.
Be all you can be.
Be all you can be for sure, right? And people were mostly hungover.
Oh, man.
But see, when
Michael makes a good point that smokers are not condemned, and that's exactly true, Michael. That's right.
And then I would always volunteer for stuff, man. What's wrong with me, man? I was always volunteering for stuff,
You had a lot of energy. You had needed things to do.
I was always trying to get out of something, and then I ended up in something worse. You know?
Yeah.
I could see
And
Steven trying to get out of things.
Yeah,
well,
like, oh, well, maybe
everybody
I'll
did,
just go
Faith.
volunteer over here, and then I'll end up with
Everybody
something
did.
way worse.
Everybody
You know?
did. Everybody
And the
did.
bad
No
thing
one wants
was
to do
that your
24-hour
leadership,
CQ.
your
No.
leadership always knew when you were trying to get out of something, and they would turn it around on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's an example. Like in basic training, we had to go on these runs where it's not a hardcore run. It's just like all the flights jogging for like
Oh, the
5
big
miles.
battalion
And
run or something. Yeah.
yeah, and then you're following a Jeep, and the guy that's in charge had this big boom box on the Jeep that was kind of like he would play stupid music like Eye of the Tiger. And this should probably be a military story too, Faith. But so he was playing music, and it was the boombox was having issues. Like he kept stopping it and trying to fix it, and so we stopped the entire run. The Jeep stopped. We all stopped. We were standing there at parade rest, just waiting. And he started walking down the flights and asking, "Is anybody proficient at fixing, electronics?" And the funny thing was, our impression was if we knew how to do it, we could sit on the Jeep and not run, right? And
Yeah.
so, of course, this guy in the flight next to us was like, I worked on music electronics, and he's showing off all his like stuff he knew about. He used to work on, sound systems and wires and speakers, and the NCO was like, great. And he had him walk up there, got it working, and as soon as the music started playing, he hands the guy the boombox. He goes, "Now you run with this on your shoulder. Let's go."
Oh, wow.
And we were all like, "Oh, good thing we didn't volunteer."
Yeah. No crap.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, that's the way it is, though. You think you're going to outsmart the NCOs? You're not.
Yeah. No, it's always going to be worse than you think it
Yeah.
is. Everything that you think of, it is worse than you're thinking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
if you're like a real negative person, it's still going to be worse.
They can find a way to make your life worse. You
Yeah.
just best to keep your mouth shut and just do
Mhm.
your job. Keep your head
Yeah.
down.
Try to stay in the middle of the pack. Don't try to shine too much. You
Don't
you
try
don't
to
want.
shine.
Yeah, you don't want to
Poor
shine too.
Shannon. Poor Shannon.
Yeah, I was
Keep
gonna
your
say. So
keep your
does
head
it
down
surprise
and
any
be
of
in
you
the
it didn't go well for me in the military at all?
be in the middle of the herd. You know.
Oh, wheels.
I was that one airman that was like, "I've got to be me."
Oh my god. Oh my god. We had the don't ask, don't tell policy though. So
Yeah,
it
we
was
had
all,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I mean, it was all good, I guess. You just
There
couldn't
were
get
still
found
people
out.
in the military that you did not have to ask. It
Right.
was out there.
I felt bad though, because I was like, man, like we work for the government, right? And now in hindsight, I don't know how I feel about it, right? But at the time, I was like, man, we work
Oh,
for the
you know.
government, man. But they're firing fat people and they're firing, gay people, and it's like unfair, right? Like you think about this, like why is that fair? How is that fair?
Yeah,
But whatever. It was worse
they do what
before,
they want. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't have to be fair.
but now it's
They're not firing them
widely-
anymore.
Yeah, now it's widely. You probably get promoted. Who knows?
It's a very rainbow military now.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a very good point, Stephen.
It's odd
That's
though.
true.
It's just odd how it's just odd, man. I wonder now, like what?
It's weird because if you look at China's military, they're all lockstep, like choo 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 choo,
Oh,
like
I know.
freaking robots. Like I don't even think most of them are all the way human.
There's
And then
probably
you look
Their
at
nothing.
ours,
family's lives
but
depend
then
on
you look at our military, and they're wearing freaking high heels. Come on,
Well, okay, here's the thing, right? When you see
we're so scary.
when you see like an army like China's, right? That's all like a machine, right? There's probably nothing fair about it, but it's gonna be it's gonna be successful because people don't have their own needs, they just assimilate to the machine,
Right.
And
Well,
then,
Faith has a very good point too. When you see videos of them marching, all the people even look alike. I mean, you see an
Yeah.
American military, you see
They do.
African Americans, Asians,
well,
Hispanics,
we're a
white,
melting pot,
right?
Yeah.
But the
Most countries
what
just have
do
their
they
own
call it? The
people in
People's
it.
Republic of China. They they look too identical to me. It's freaky. I don't know.
Well, think about this,
It is
Shannon, right?
freaky. It's weird.
Like, okay, America's one of these countries where a lot of people from all over come here to, like, get a better opportunity, whatever. We're like, we
Yeah.
have different people. But like, if you go to a place like, El Salvador, there's going to be El Salvadorians. If you go to China, it's going to be Chinese people. It's not going to be
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
kinds of different
yeah.
people. It's just
Yeah,
going to
they
be
don't
their own
allow
people.
they
But
don't
here's
they don't
But
allow
here's
that in
my
China.
point, though. But here's my point. I've been to El Salvador. I've been to
Yeah.
Colombia. Even those folks, they don't look different. I mean, not all the men look exactly alike. They're short, tall, skinny, fat.
Well,
They're
see,
all kinds.
the
You know?
Chinese people, like the citizens, they look different. They have different,
Yeah.
but their army, it's
It's a
their
tight
army that
gene
it's like
pool,
weird.
right?
They weirdly all look like freaking twins or something.
Or they
I
look
think
like clone
I
sisters.
Right?
think
They
sometimes
have like hollow eyes where they look like they have no freaking soul.
no,
Yeah.
nothing like that, right? But here's the thing, right? Some countries have a very tight gene pool, right? Because they instead the brainwash the kids in the sense that, like, don't assimilate with other people, right?
That's a
They
great point.
they
Yeah.
almost make it like a very racist kind of because I know there were some Chinese people I was talking to that when they were kids they were told not to even talk to Japanese people,
But
like even
but
other Asian people. Like,
is that even racist to want to preserve your own kind? Even
I
in the
don't know. I don't know.
even in the Bible, the Lord told a certain type of people not to assimilate with the serpent seed.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah,
I don't really think
but
think
then you're
that's
talking.
racist.
But then you're talking like you don't want to take on a mutation from like a fallen angel seed, right? Like that's different than like I don't know, going out with somebody different than you, right? It is different than like, okay,
No,
I'm like,
I'm not saying China's not evil, but I don't really think that's
no, I'm not saying
that's
they're evil either. I'm just saying that's just their culture, right? That's just
right.
how
Yeah,
they are, right? And so
right,
we're different than that here, And so it's hard to say what's right
right.
and wrong. They might think we're wrong, we might think they're wrong. I don't look at it that way. I look at it in the sense that, like, God is going to put me in a spot, right? And the 3 feet around me is where I have effect on people. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, like, I
Right.
try not to take on these ideas where I have to have an opinion about a group, right? Like, that's
Well,
not how we're meant to be,
I didn't think it had anything to do with groups or nationality. The way I always kind of saw the scripture that you quoted, Faith, about the serpent seed. To me, the way I envision it is we're looking for somebody. If we are looking for a mate that is equally yoked to us, is what Jesus really wants for us, is to be
There you go.
equally yoked, not just for his people, but for our own joy. And
Right.
it's kind of
Yeah.
falls in line with, if you are a single Christian, you run toward Christ, and if you find somebody that happens to be running toward Christ with you, God will put that person in your life, and
Yeah.
the right
Yeah.
person for you has already been chosen.
I
It's
think
just a matter of time.
I think because, like, because of at the beginning of, with all the, okay, so how do I word this? I guess, like, when the gene pool was contaminated, right, in like Noah's day, right?
Right.
There were creations that weren't supposed to be created, right? And that's not for me to you know what I mean, to decide or to understand or whatever. That's
Yeah.
between God and, but Noah was perfect in his genealogy, right? So there were people here that weren't supposed to be here, right? And so things were mating that shouldn't have been mating. And
Oh yeah. Well,
and
it's
so, like,
perversion.
even right, the perversion
Mhm.
in a way too, but also like the ability for an angel to want to be with a woman, right? Maybe there's nothing wrong in their emotions are normal, but the premise is not right. And it's just unfortunate, right? That, like, human beings aren't supposed to be mixed with angels or whatever, And so,
Okay.
like,
Right.
No,
That
I
wasn't God.
mean,
That wasn't
right.
God's intention.
That
God's
wasn't the
intention was
plan,
not.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a consequence of free will, you
Right.
know.
And that,
I
but
mean,
that goes to show you that even the angels have their own free will.
but history
Oh,
untold, see, in history untold, said that like the blood of Jesus made those that weren't pure, right? So I agree with that, right? Everybody with a flesh body is savable at this point, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
so,
I understand that history untold.
yeah, yeah, and that's good. It's good, and it's like
Yes. Jesus' bloodline was kept pure,
it's
but
crazy
that
because I
doesn't
think
include us.
it makes me like realize, right, like because of how complicated all that is, right, that we were like we're alive at the right time for us, right? Because there's crazy things happening now that we're able to navigate, and then there's
mm-hmm.
things that were happening
Yeah.
back in Noah's day that we wouldn't have been able to navigate, right? Like, wow, how did you get around all that, with
Wow,
people being
interesting.
giants and people, yeah, there was people like 3 times the size of a normal person or something,
Oh
or
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
something that could fly, or something that was 2/3 God, you know. I mean, can you
I've
imagine?
seen pictures talking about things like that phenomena. They were like from photographs from the 1900s, and it was like,
Mhm.
it was very interesting to see. I just don't know enough about this. This is kind of like new stuff for me,
There's this
but very
channel.
interesting.
There's this channel, Shannon, called Everything Inside Me. I'll send you a link in a text.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a robot voice. I believe it's a guy, but I'm not
Oh
sure.
God.
They use a male voice, so it's kind of
Okay.
annoying to hear the robot voice.
I
But
was gonna say robot voices drive me
yeah,
crazy.
but he covers a lot of the old stuff about giants and stuff like that. And so
Sometimes
I'll
people do
link it
that. Sometimes people do the robot voice because of their accent.
because
So,
they're not
Yeah.
very well speakers. So yeah, I think that's why this person does it. I'm not sure if it's a male or a female, but I believe it's a male. But yeah, he'll
oh
show
Right.
my
like
God.
giants back in the day, and like these crazy structures. Like, how did these structures happen? Like, how could someone
Oh
move this?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
It's kind of
these
like
big
contemplating
halls.
how these things came about. I've
Right.
seen a couple things kind of like that.
It can be a little annoying because sometimes his pictures are real tiny, but that's because he gets it from like
Other
very,
websites and
very,
stuff.
yeah, very old sites that you can't find
Oh,
anymore.
okay. Well,
All right, guys.
always learn something new from this place, Stephen. I swear.
Well, hey, look, I learn every day. I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't know everything. I just started reading the Bible only 5 years ago. I am addicted to it. I do read it a lot of hours, right? But I mean, compared to like, there's people that have been reading the Bible 30, 40 years.
Oh
And
yeah.
Right.
so like, I'm always humbled by people that come here and can teach me something. I'm like, that's what it's all about. But now I'm starting
Yeah.
to think we're so close to the end now that like just getting people over the hump, is so important.
Yeah. And
But
Michael makes
anyway,
a great point, and this is kind of what I believe too. Is God is bigger than all the poison and evil science being done. None of it shall hurt the
amen,
elect and or change
amen,
the elect. And it's
Mm,
amen.
if we are true, then we can't be
that's right.
touched.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
I
Jesus
I
is
agree, Michael.
the answer to everything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
what time it
Now
is,
I've got
guys?
like so much more stuff I want to look into today, and I was going to go outside and take care of chickens, but no, just
We can
so
talk about it
interesting
again
to
tonight if you
collect
want.
all this stuff, and it makes me excited to read about it.
We can
Shannon,
talk.
do you have a chicken named Pound Cake?
Yeah,
Okay, because Barricade Garage was saying he wants her.
I know he ain't gonna get her. He can get his own chicken.
Oh my
She's my
God.
baby.
Sorry.
She's the
Steven's
pound
trying to
cake is the
close
one
out.
that we
Round
got.
out.
We've got
Round
pound
out.
cake, Eddie, Pecker, Shoe,
Oh
and
my God.
Runt. Those are not bad
Okay.
names. They're my girl. And then the babies are
No, they're
Angel,
cute.
Honey. Yeah, they're
Okay.
cute.
And
Yeah.
Shoe. That's the best story.
Shoe is Shoe is my husband's story. We'll tell that another time, honey.
All right. All right. All right. So thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was a fun show, I think. I like it when they're just light shows, you know. I like the
Yeah.
serious ones too, you know. I like to learn too, but even during the fun ones I learn stuff. So
Amen.
That's true.
right.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, and so I think it helps to have a mix. So I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you. And
Thanks,
I'll say
Thank you.
praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. And please
Amen.
pray for the children and for anyone being victimized out there.
Amen.
Pray for each other too, you know.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys at 5 p.m. California
Love you,
time.
Faith. Love you, sis.